Hello student, in this class we will learn about can matter change their states. Yes, my dear student, we have already discussed about the three states of matter, solid, liquid and gases. Now we will try to understand what is going to happen if I am going to change the certain parameters here. So can they change the status also? Now check it out one by one here. Change of states of matter here. The very first thing what you can see here, the very common phenomena, very famous, very popular that you can see in the summer season. During the summer season, yes, we are all fond of the solid ice. Yes, definitely I am going to use in different drinks here. So melting of my ice is converting into the liquid. Liquid can be converted into gas by the evaporation process, and this gas can again convert back to the liquid by the condensation process here. And freezing, what is freezing? When liquid is going to again convert into the solid. If I am having this liquid water with me, and if I am going to keep this liquid water in a freeze, in a deep freezer, I will get my ice once again. So this is called freezing, the melting of ice cube into water, liquid water, that is called my melting. Then liquid water is going to evaporate and it is going to form a vapor, that is my gaseous water, that is called my evaporation. If I am going to cool down these vapors of gases, I can say the water, I will get my liquid water once again. So a substance may exist in any one of the three states of the matter we have seen with the water. And important point is that it totally depends on the conditions of the temperature and the pressure. See, if I am going to increase the temperature, the state of matter is going to change from the solid to liquid here, even from the liquid to the gas here. And if I am going to change again the conditions here, either temperature or pressure, I can get my original liquid once again. So states of matter is totally depends on two factors here, temperature and pressure here. So very first point that we are going to learn here, solid to liquid change, that is my melting, or you can say the fusion. See, the process in which solid substance changes into the liquid on heating is called the melting or fusion. What is called? That is called my melting or fusion. We have already seen in the case of ice cube also. Let's say this is my energy in the form of heat is absorbed by these ice cubes. The energy is absorbed from the surrounding only, and this energy is converting this solid ice cube into the liquid one. So this is called my melting. Okay, the temperature at which the solid melts is called the melting point. Okay, the temperature at which any solid is going to melt is going to change its state, that is called its melting point. The liquid to gas change, boiling or evaporation. The process in which a liquid substance change into a gas rapidly on heating is called boiling. Fine. So when I am going to increase the temperature, if I am providing energy from the outside, liquid can be converted into the gaseous form here. Fine. Now the temperature at which the liquid starts boiling is called its boiling point. So every liquid has definite boiling point. On that temperature, that liquid is going to start boil at that point only. So here, what is the difference between the boiling and the evaporation here? Here the liquid is going to convert into the vapor form here. In the same way also in the case of evaporation also. Boiling means this is I am going to energy from the external side. I need to boil. I should provide heat from outside here. So now thing is that the temperature at which liquid start boiling is called the boiling point. So every liquid has a definite boiling point, as we know that. Now gas to liquid change, that is called my condensation. During the winter season, this is quite obvious. When I am going to keep a chilled water in a glass, if I am going to keep it outside, I will find so many water droplets on the outside of my glass in which the chilled water is filled. So because of that only my atmosphere is having lot of water vapors. These water vapors are going condensed because of the low temperature of this water which is filled in the glass. So gas is converting into the liquid when This process is called the condensation process. Okay, the change of gas to liquid, this is on cooling. Okay, by cooling, please remember that cooling means I am going to decrease the temperature of it. Now liquid to solid, that is my freezing. When I have liquid water, and I told you already, when I am going to keep it in a freezer, what will happen? I will get my ice cubes, or you can say the solid one. So liquid to solid, that is called my freezing. Here I am going to decrease the temperature here. Please make sure that for that purpose I need to decrease the temperature of liquid. Only in that situation I will get the solid one here. Now the three states of matter differ in intermolecular forces. Yes, we know that solids, liquid, gases, all are there. And intermolecular forces of attraction, or you can say the intermolecular distance, all are different in all the states of matter here. So now we are talking about the effect of change of pressure here. So between the particles are different. I think in all the substances you will find the different intermolecular spaces and intermolecular forces here. So for example, let's say if I have three material with me, one is gas, one is liquid, one is solid. So if I am going to fill it in a piston and I am putting some cylinder, this is my cylinder, and if I am going to some piston here, what will happen here then? So gases compressibility is extremely higher because the intermolecular spaces is extremely higher in that. Liquid, little bit I can do compress it, but in case of solid, this is not at all possible here. So my dear student, what we have seen, we can apply pressure and reduce temperature. The gases can be converted into the liquid. So we can also liquefied also. Gases can be converted into the liquid also when I am going to exert some pressure on that. Okay, either I should apply some pressure, or I should reduce the temperature here. In both the condition, I can convert gases into the liquid. Okay, so that process is called the liquefaction. So liquefaction is what actually, student? The process in which the gas, okay, can be converted into liquid by either increasing the pressure or decreasing the temperature. This is very important, my dear student. You should know what are the prime conditions for the liquefaction here. The prime conditions for the liquefaction is only two. Either I have to increase the pressure or I have to decrease the temperature. When I am going to apply these two conditions, gases can be converted into liquid, and that process is called the liquefaction. You have already seen this process in the LPG gas cylinder, liquefied petroleum gas. Okay, so this is another example where the gas can be converted into the liquid form simply by increasing the pressure or decreasing the temperature here. Now we will talk about a very important term here, my dear student. The name of that term is latent heat. What is the meaning of the latent heat? First try to understand. Latent means what? That is my hidden. Okay, heat means something is energy there. Obviously the heat energy particularly has to be supplied to change the state of a substance is called its latent heat. I hope, my dear student, this is clear to everyone. Okay, so the heat energy which has to be supplied, okay, the heat energy, I am providing heat. For what actually? Simply changing the state of a substance here, either from solid to liquid, maybe from liquid to gas, that kind of, maybe from solid to directly gas also. So that is called my latent heat. Now we will talk about more about the latent heat here. Latent heat does not raise the temperature. Okay, please always remember this. Latent heat does not raise the temperature, but latent heat has always to be supplied to change the state of a substance. Always remember that what of the application of the latent heat is what? This is going to change the state of a substance here. If it is in solid, then I will find my liquid. If it is in liquid, it may be in the gas also. Here latent heat is not going to increase the temperature of my substance here. So here we have one diagram also. So if I am having solid with me, and if it is directly converting into the vapor, so this is called the latent heat of sublimation. The process in which solid directly converts into vapor without converting into the liquid, that is called my latent heat of sublimation. When solid is converting into the liquid, that is called the latent heat of fusion here. Okay, and when liquid is going to convert into the vapor, that is called my latent heat of vaporization here. So we have three latent heat. One is latent heat of sublimation, another is latent heat of fusion, then afterwards we have the latent heat of vaporization. So please try to understand this thing, what are the latent heat and what types of latent heat that we are going to discuss here. So student, now we have solid, now it is directly converting into the liquid. So latent heat of fusion, fusion means what? Heat required to convert a solid, see, solid into the liquid states, that is called my latent heat of fusion. Okay, latent heat of fusion. Okay, now what is next here? Latent heat of vaporization. The heat required to convert a liquid into the vapor state is called the latent heat of vaporization. Liquid is converting into the vapor form, liquid is converting into the gaseous form. So the heat which is required to convert just that liquid into the vapor form, that is called the latent heat of vaporization. Now what is the sublimation now? Yes, my dear student, in higher classes you will learn more about the sublimation and how this sublimation property of any material, of any chemical substance is going to useful for separating it from the other also. So here try to understand what is the real meaning of the sublimation here. The change of state. Okay, see, sublimation is also process in which you are going to observe the change in the state. When any solid is converting into the gas, or gas can be directly converting into the solid, the solid substance which undergoes sublimation is called the sublime, and the solid obtained by the cooling the vapors of the solid is called the sublimate. So here is the summary. That summary is telling me this is my solid substance. Okay, it can be converted into the gas or the vapor form when I am going to heat this. If I am going to cool it again, I will find the solid here. So important point is here I am not having any liquid state in between this. Here I don't have any liquid state in between this. This is very important point here. Solid is directly converting into gas and gas is directly converting into the solid only. So student, we have seen about the sublimation. We have seen the effect of pressure and temperature on all the three states of matter. So what we have seen till now, we have seen how the states of matter, different states of matter are changing here according to the temperature and pressure, and finally we have seen the process of sublimation here. So thanks for watching this.